Share these photos with y'all from out there in business, boy. You should have, man.
Take two.
That's it. So the mic sounds nice. Let me get tuned in to the live on my end.
Oh, hang on. Where is that thing? Okay.
All
Okay.
right, I'm in. Let everybody know that we are live.
Go. There we go.
And let me share this also. Text. Get all that tuned in. Uh-oh. I guess Franco's doing the intro right now.
Intro right now.
All right. And then we'll
So
you
already logged in?
Yeah, I'm logged in. We got Darlene Bryan is watching. This is her second week watching.
That's good. Well, yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Welcome.
Oh yeah, let me type that in. That's a good thing. Gotta give her a shout out.
And ask her. Hopefully, she's learning something. If she's not learning, she's not asking any questions.
Okay.
Oh man.
Oh, I'm trying to share it. Oh, I think I already shared it. So we're good. So it's me and you.
Yeah.
All right, good deal. All right, so we're in. Okay. All right, perfect. So we're just waiting on Franco. Come in.
Oh, that was something. No.
Man. Mm-hmm.
Situated and said I kind of had some things off. I don't know what happened today, but the intro was kind of messed up. I hope everybody heard us, and we'll see what happened. I kind of moving too late, got a little bit of a late start. Other than that, man, all is well, and we're gonna kind of see what's going on. What did y'all have doing? What y'all had going on this week? Are you saying you just got back, huh?
Yeah. Just got back, man. I can say, bro, Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no place like Atlanta, that's for sure. Atlanta is a different beast by itself, bro. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah.
Man, over where I was, I'm like, oh my God. The traffic is just totally different here. But it immediately let me know I was back in Atlanta real quick.
For real?
Yes, sir, boy. Hey, this traffic is crazy here. Well, I thought I was back in South Carolina driving on over in Denver. I was like, shoot, boy. It spoiled me.
So did you make some money?
Boy, stop. What's the name? What is the name of this?
Did you make some money? Hey, as long as you made some money, hey.
I don't go to lose money. I go to make money, man.
Hey, as long as you made some money, I'm pretty good, man. I'm pretty good, man. So we kind of get everything going.
So real quick, what was the deal with you having to go to Denver, man? What did you have to do? Why'd you go to Denver? What did you do? Tell us a little bit.
Well, the deal was basically a company that I do subcontract work for didn't have anyone basically that knew how to handle a certain problem. I knew how to go out and address it, rectify everything real quick. It took like, I slated 3 days, but it took me like 2 days to finish it up. And I just stayed out a couple of days. But while I was there, I looked at the real estate market out there. And it's pretty much about like the same thing that's happening here in Atlanta. I expected the prices to be a little lower over there, which they were, but the same building routine, you know, the condos and all that stuff, side by side building, which means it's cheaper to build like that. But they can get a bigger bang for their buck. So it's really the same thing going on out there. So it's on a lower scale. But one thing I did find there that you can't find here is that, you know, here you're saturated with rehabbers coming in and they, you know, repair everything. You can't find a house, basically, is what they say. But I mean, you can find them, but there, I mean, I saw house after house of looks like needed to be rehabbed. I mean, so it looks like there's lots of opportunity there for if you're in that field and it's something that you like to do or whatever. You think you may want to put your hand into the, you know, the cookie jar as far as that goes. You may look into going over into Denver.
I got you.
Yeah, man.
So you can tell me in the whole state of Colorado, they couldn't find nobody to do that job. So they had to fly you in from Atlanta. That's what you're trying to tell me, man.
Man, hey, what you guys are looking at is someone that, how can I say, found a niche in the market and became an expert at it. And what happens is that they probably could find somebody that could do it, but not as well and not as quick as I could do it. So
hey man, go ahead and pat yourself on the back some more.
So, toot my own horn.
Toot your own horn and tell these people. Hey man, you got to be able to tell these people, man, how good you are for somebody to call you to Denver.
Yeah, the thing was is that
you got food out.
They are comfortable with people are comfortable because manpower is one of the things that's really a commodity these days. And once you can send somebody to get somebody and send them out there and trust them to do the job right, then your price that's priceless right now in today's time. Send somebody on a job and you don't have to call them or nothing. They're going to send you all the information, get the paperwork signed, send you pictures, keep you informed. They don't even have to call you. So once I do that, I never got a call from the people that even called me to come out there. Sent them an invoice. They already said checks in them. It's headed your way coming Monday.
Wow.
And they said, hey, just charge us what you want. You always been fair. So I don't even know how much I was going to charge.
That's right. You got hey Sam. So you got flued out.
I got flu. Yeah, I got flued out.
You got flued out.
Hey, but check this out. Here's also what I found out. What is it? Is it Southwest? Not Southwestern, but United Airway. They have a main hub there, and they were hiring a slew of airline pilots. I mean, a slew of them. The hotel I was in was filled with airline pilots that were in training or something like that. So I don't know what United got going on or what they're predicting to go on, but they're wrapping up for it right now. They're hiring pilots. Yeah, me too. Maybe. I don't know.
Hey, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Nicole. I
Yes,
thought you'd be in the street, but okay.
I'm home.
You just got back home?
I did.
Awesome.
Just got home.
Hello, Miss Sonia Hall.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good, good to have you. Welcome to Next Play.
Thank you.
All
Man,
right,
Yeah,
that's
all right.
awesome. That's awesome.
Miss Hall, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
All right, nice to have you here. Real nice to have you here.
Hey, it's a
I'm
question.
glad to be here. I was invited.
Wow. And which admin invited you?
Mr.
Mr.
Harris.
Franco,
I
Yes.
should have
Mr.
known.
Harris.
Hey, I
should've
invite
known.
everybody. I tell
I knew
everybody.
that. I know that. I didn't
Hey,
have to ask.
I tell
already knew.
everybody. Anybody that want to
That's
learn
good.
anything about investments and learn to be in the group, I'm a walking billboard, man.
I hear
There
that.
you go. There you go.
That's right, that's right. All right, well, we'll go ahead and get the party started.
There you go.
We got a lot of folks here, so I want to welcome everybody to the Next Play Investors. Next Play Sunday. We're here every Sunday at 7:30. We talk about real estate. We talk about businesses. We talk about stocks. We talk about investing. So like, subscribe, share the channel with your friends and your family. And Next Play, we like to get it started off with some success stories. And basically, success stories could be anything, any success you had during the week, whether has to do with investing, has to do with life, just anything. We like to start it off on a positive note. And being that I have the mic right now, I'll just take over and talk about 2 success stories I've had this week. Number one, I added a new client to my trucking company for dispatching with Sandtrans LLC, where we dispatch freight. And added a new client. He's a hot shot. He was a referral from someone else, so glad to have him aboard. And my second success story is just to see all you here for another Sunday. It's a success for me, having everybody here. Being a part of this group has been real positive and makes me feel real good to see everybody here. So that by itself is a success. And I think we'll move on with the ladies. We got 3 queens on here. So we'll start off with Nicole Tubner, and then maybe Sequester, and maybe our new guest, Miss Sonia Hall. So
Well, you all know I was off for a whole week. I enjoyed my fall break.
Ooh,
So
she was in the streets.
I was not in the streets. However, I enjoyed my break. I met with my line sister, and so she has she's a real estate agent, and she also works for Delta. So I talked to Franco about bringing her on because I want her to do a segment. So she is right now getting ready to purchase some property in the DR.
And as
so,
Franco
yeah.
said, she's welcome to come on.
Can I finish my story?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So anyhow, Rolanda definitely wants to come on. I'll send all of her stuff over to the group, so you all can just kind of look at her information. But she's actually going down at the end of the month, and so I'm unable to join her because I'll be somewhere else. So she'll be getting all the paperwork together. So I'll be, trying to figure out what will be my next move. So she said she needed about 13 people to kind of invest. It's a new property. So that's what I got in my little prayer box right now. So that's kind of what I'm working on with my line sister.
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy, you go first.
Yeah, because you ain't raised your hand.
Right. Look at that hand raised. I love it.
Oh, are you thinking of investing with her?
I am. Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
now that was one question. Now my second question: where do you plan to get
my funds?
Yes.
So I don't think that I don't think I'll do the loan. So I looked into the HELOC. I'm not real sold with doing a HELOC. I'm just not. However, I am sold with refinancing my house. So because either way, the money is there either way, whether I did a HELOC or if I do the refinance. So I'll probably go that way. It just depends. Once I look at the paperwork with her, and just kind of figure out what I decide to do. But she's also done, Stacey, the stuff that you've been doing with the tax liens. So she just purchased 4 houses in Ohio 2 weeks ago. So she just purchased.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Everybody,
so I don't want to say too much, about what she's doing, because I want her to, at some point come on the show. So then she, then people can ask her questions, and then she will be able to explain what she got going on.
Next, Atlanta windows and doors.
What is diverting you from looking at a HELOC?
Because I would rather just pay, so if I'm paying my mortgage already, so if my mortgage is going to go up, say $100, then I'm just going to pay you know what I'm saying? Instead of getting that HELOC, and that's a whole nother separate loan that I'll have to worry. You know what I'm saying? It will be a separate loan from my mortgage. That's just where I'm still looking at it.
Santrans has a message,
but I haven't ruled it out.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You're on mute.
Yeah, you're on mute, man. Stacey, unmute yourself, Stacey.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hey, your friends who bought the property in Ohio, the 4 units, are they from Atlanta? Or are they from Ohio? Or does she have roots there?
She's from Atlanta. She's actually from Augusta, but lives up here. But yeah, no, I don't think she has any ties. She just went there and got those 4 properties. So three are houses, and then 1 is a lot.
So she just bought the tax liens on them, right?
Right.
Okay, so she don't have the house; she just bought the liens. Okay.
Right. Now I know some of those. I think it's Illinois is what they call a tax deed state with no redemption. So some of those states up in that area, like Chicago, Ohio, Indiana, I know they're like tax deed states with no redemptions, and some of them have like 120-day redemptions.
Wow. Okay.
She comes on the show. If she bought 4 at one hit.
Yeah, she bought 4 at one time. So, and that's what kind of sparked me. I was like, I knew that she was moving well with, in real estate. She's doing well. And I didn't know she was moving the way she was moving. So she was a little intrigued about the show. And I was giving her information about, what we talk about every Sunday. And, and I told her I want her to come on aboard.
Sure.
And she definitely wants to come on.
Hello, Mr. Gabriel. How you doing? I don't think he can hear me.
Nah, I just muted him because he was making. I had to clear the noise on it. All right, let's keep it moving with success stories. Can we keep it going? Because we ran out of little time last week.
I'm up next.
Hey, it's a question.
Hi.
That's so funny.
What's a joke?
So I got into Visa, but I'm on a stimulated account. But I did get into Visa before Stacey sent out his little message, and then I went to go see. It was you did American Express, right?
Yeah, I did American. I did no. I think I did it could have been Visa, one on credit card company.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I got in there. I haven't checked it, but the last time it was at $256.
Okay.
So that's what I've earned so far.
Oh, that's nice. That's real nice. That's real nice.
I have a stop loss, but I think I'm going to change it to a trailing because I don't want to lose my.
Whoa. She said some big words. She said some big words. You said I want some. Can you explain the difference between that stop loss and that trailing loss? Or we ain't gonna get into that. Keep going. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna start that right now. Ooh.
Nah, go ahead and say ooh. Hey, listen, go ahead and put
this is somebody that's new now.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why you put the sauce on it? You know what I'm saying?
Sequester, go ahead and tell her.
Put that real sauce on it real quick.
So you know the trail and stop, it trails, but it doesn't allow you to go down. So it trails how it's moving, but it doesn't allow you to go down, and it takes you out if it goes down below whatever whatever the number is that you put in.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
But I also
Nice.
did a bracket order, so I did everything at one time. I didn't do a stop, a limit, and a mark, an entry, an exit entry, and a stop. I did a bracket order, which was everything at one time because I don't have time to look at it all day long. So I just set it and forget it. And then I'll come back and check it every now and then again.
And that's dope. I want to say something because what she's talking about, the bracket order, I didn't even know about. But TD Ameritrade will show you how to set up a bracket order. So it's kind of like an automated order. It'll do this before it does this. If it does this, it'll do that. And like she said, you don't even have to watch it. And TD Ameritrade will show you how to set that entire order up.
That's cool. That's real cool.
Real cool. Hey, look, hey, Sequester.
So that's it for me.
Hey, that's
That's
good.
all.
I like that.
I am going to get into Walmart, but I haven't checked it, like I said. So I do have Walmart.
I got some news for you. You might want to look at these when I get the news. You might
Okay.
be like, okay, all right. Yeah.
But that's it for me.
I want to say something also. All the two companies that Sequester just talked about, Visa and Walmart, are all in Berkshire Hathaway. Just so you know. Berkshire Hathaway B.
Is that one of the whales?
That's one of the whales.
That's what I'm saying right there.
I trade with the whales. Hey, all right, man. So my success story for this week, man, is always a good one, man. We were real productive last week. We closed a lot of deals that we're gonna actually do for next week. We got work is I don't know what's gonna say right now because we still in this midst of equipment failure where we can't really get everything we needed, but we was able to source. We struggling. We kind of like swap meet out here right now. We trying to find parts and places and people to buy parts from. It's barter and sell right now, so it's real hard to be able to. It's real hard right now for us to be able to kind of get product and stuff sold and done, but we've been doing it. So last week was a good thing. Good thing last week. Again, like I tell everybody, mentally, I'm back into the mode of exercise, grind, organize, prepare, and be patient. So I mean, we 2 weeks in after being off and kind of being down. So we back at the whole point of, get back up and, change our time frame, get our mind frame back set on, we got to get back to where we were pre-pandemic. We got to get up and change some things. So we about a week in on my end, changing our mindset. I realized how much I lost during the pandemic and how much it affected me, where being at home has shifted my mindset to kind of be a little bit lackadaisical. And so I'm working to get my mind back onto that. And so we about 14 days in consistently on getting that mind frame back. And so it's another success story because once you continuously get your mind frame and due diligence back together for a certain period of time, it becomes a habit. And the mindset is to get it back to being a habit of doing certain things pre-pandemic, getting up early. I remember we used to have a regimen, getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, be at the gym by 6, be out of the gym by 7, get on the job, get on where we got to go to and have another day, then come home and finish work. Very productive then. So I'm 2 weeks in and getting my mind back into that same to that same work ethic of before the pandemic happened. I mean, because even though a lot of people don't know, like that's one of the biggest things is for me is to be back organized, back have my mind running at top shape, even though the world may not be. The mindset to be in order to be an investor, trader, business owner, anybody successful is what has to be focused on. So 14 days in, my mindset is on a shift. And, tomorrow starts day 15. So, we trying to finish out this month in a high note where we can, continue to keep this hot, good mindset, continue to be positive, continue to do that. So above all the business thing, the happy mindset, the intelligent mindset and an investor mindset has came back. And You know what I mean? You know, and you have to kind of develop that. And we'll talk more about it in the time and coming, because that's the biggest thing, the mind shift from what you used to think to what we're teaching and what we're learning and where we're trying to go. And as always, you know, mine say stay humble today. So, you know, you got to stay humble and patient. So that's why I say my success story this week is just personal success story, personal growth, personal mind frame, personal me doing better. And you know, it's daddy weekend, daddy daughter weekend. So we had fun. We went and played a whole bunch of games, ate a whole bunch of bad food, and you know, it was all right. So other than that, you know, that's pretty much it. And other than that, we're gonna take it on and give it to somebody else. That's it.
All right. Well, I think that's it.
Mr. Gabriel, what's your success? You want to talk about your success story? We can't leave him out.
I appreciate it. I've been invited by Stacy, my fishing buddy over there.
Okay.
I'm closing on a property tomorrow in Macon. It's a 4-unit rental that I picked up for $129, and it got appraised for $200. So I'm feeling real positive about that.
Oh man, good job.
Yeah, it's fully vacant. I mean, fully occupied. So it's got tenants in there already. And the closing should have been Friday, but we had some hiccups. But it's definitely tomorrow. So
hey, man,
I just want to jump in there and thanks to Stacy, man. He's been nothing but a phone call away, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Oh yeah, man. Anytime, man. Anytime. Congratulations.
Hey man, that's a big congratulations, man.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's really good, man. That's really good.
One more thing. I jumped in when you guys were talking about some stocks. I've got Bank of America and Ford, and they've been pretty good for me the last couple of weeks. So not a whole lot of money, but you know, they made some coins for me, so I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, Bank of America's nice.
Mm-hmm. Bank of
America been doing pretty good, and Ford's been doing pretty good. So.
Well, you know, Ford, and all the car manufacturers, they're not moving as much as they should, but they being pretty steady. So I'm pretty sure those are good buys, because the Wells got those too.
Yeah, they got them.
Yeah.
I know they got GM too.
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
No, that was just agreeing with you.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. All right. Well, I think we got all the success stories out the way, which is good. So now we're going to move on into the sectors. And last week, the Dow Jones Industrial, it gained 1.5%. Basically, the close at 35,295. The S&P gained 1.8%. The close at 4,471, and the NASDAQ gained 2%. The close at 15,000. So now we're headed back up, which is good. The sectors, number one was consumer discretionary. You know, we know why, because of, you know, the shortage we're about to hit. Number two was financials. So especially we talked about Visa, American Express. Gabe just talked about Bank of America. So they were up 1.76%. 3 was industrials, 4 was infrastructure, 5 was healthcare, 6 was energy, 7 materials, 8 was real estate, 9 is communications, 10 consumer staples, and 11 was utilities. Next play nugget. We're gonna talk about cooking the books. And what cooking the books is when a company fraudulently misrepresents the financial condition of a company by providing false or misleading information. And it's illegal and it's punishable by law. And so basically,
okay, Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
When the doors got something to say. Unmute yourself, sir. Unmute yourself.
This would be something. This is why we've said earlier, watch the companies that you buy overseas, because a whole lot of them cook their books. That means when they come on the stock exchange and they have evaluated how much the company is worth to them or whatever, that's not actual numbers. They cook their books. So when they come on here, they look like a good solid company, but they're not. So be careful about that. Just want to put that in there. That, you know, that's one of those. What was that truck company that didn't even have a truck?
Oh,
Cooking their book.
I forgot.
Nicola.
Yeah,
Nicola.
Yeah, man, they got.
That would be
they
a
got
prime
me.
example.
I was looking at that. I was because they building the electronic truck or something like that.
Mhm.
And they got me, man. They got me
They got you.
on the IPO.
They got a lot of
They were
people.
driving the truck, but the truck was going downhill, and it didn't have an engine in it. So they set the truck at the top of the hill, and then the truck just came downhill. So you thought it had an engine, it was working. That's why it was so quiet.
It's supposed to be an electronic truck, like the
Right.
Tesla.
Yeah, it was quiet. You couldn't hear it, but it had no electronics, no motor, nothing in it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was about to jump on that one. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, they got me. They got me. But I think the owner might have got locked up or something like that. Got jammed up. So
Yeah, but they are outside of the United States, so they really don't. I mean, if they get know the right people, they don't have to serve any time at all. They just take your money and go.
yeah. So what it said, believe nothing you read and half of what you see. So but yeah, they got companies out there cook the books. The financial statements can be used by investors, you know, to decide whether or not we're going to buy a company. We do that all the time. You know, we look at a company's PE ratio, we look at the PEG, we look at all different calculations. Say, oh yeah, they got a good dividend. You know, we were talking about Merck last week with the $2.98 dividend. But do we know, you know, it's legit? We're just some small fish in a big pond. So those are some things that you definitely want to consider when buying a company. And just a case in point, I want to talk about one company that some of you may be familiar with and some of you may not. But Enron was a big company, a big power company, actually, one of the biggest that were out there, and they were cooking the book. Enron fooled all the regulators with false information, the SEC with fake holdings and off the book accounting practices. Enron used special vehicles, what's called SPV, to just kind of hide all their erroneous and all the fraud. The price of Enron shares went from $90 a share at the peak and dropped all the way down to 26 cents at bankruptcy. So all those folks, and then I think Frank got some photos of the CEO being hauled off the jail. And he got 25 years, right?
Yeah.
But guess what? He out.
And he get to keep the money.
And
keep the money.
I'm on the yacht somewhere, bro.
But what you gotta understand, this was the first, Enron was the first play to show how vulnerable 401k was. So many people lost their 401k in the Enron scandal because Enron had took so much money from the people. And to this day, that they say that it's protected, but where did they change? Because 401k, the laws of 401k are still the same. So, keep that in mind when you think about Enron and how it went down, because they can cook the books and your 401k that you thought was a safety net can turn into, nothing.
26 cents a share.
But if you consider this is what a white collar crime. He didn't go to a regular prison.
Right.
So he did easy time and he walked away with all the money. And how many people actually got locked up behind that?
None, except for them.
One.
Maybe one or two. Yeah.
Right. One or two.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
One or two.
And look at all those people that did wrong. Come on, man.
Yeah. And they probably looked out for him, while he was in there. Commissary was always full, all that good stuff, played golf, whatever.
And he had a vacation.
Exactly. At the end of the day. So
out of sight, out of mind. People forgot about him.
That's
He's
right.
somewhere nobody know who the heck he is. He just got a lot of money.
Yep. And now we can bring it up to, the most recent, 2020, the AMC deal. So when AMC ran up, the media said it was Wall Street against the retailers. And the retailers, which it was calling a meme stock, was running up AMC. and all the big investors were shorting AMC. That was the word on the street. Well, I did some digging, using some information, and right now to this day, the Vanguard Group has 44 million shares of AMC, which is worth $2 billion. BlackRock has 30 million shares of AMC, which is worth $1.7 billion. And so on and so forth. It's a lot of hedge funds that I could name. You got State Street that owns some, Charles Schwab. I'm just shooting down names that we're all familiar with. But these companies are holding AMC when the media was portraying that it was
Wall
the
Street
hedge
bets.
funds against the retailers. But at the end of the day, it was the hedge funds doing the whole thing, because the retailers don't move stock prices. So the game is really being played on the retailers, and it's the hedge funds that's taking all the money. So, you got to ask yourself, what side you're going to be on. You're going to be on the retailer side, or you're going to be on the side with the whales,
Well, I mean, and I think what a lot of people need to break that down into another segment.
Go ahead.
It goes back into what the one person deemed fake news. And fake news is exactly what, that's why we don't rely on the news reports to actually go and tell us how to be investors. That's one thing we have to, it goes back to the mindset. The mindset has to be that we don't rely on what they tell us on the news. We use the processes and procedures that we've been talking about for months after months, how to go find stocks and how to go find this information so you can verify what's really going on. I mean, when you go back and look at it, they're telling there was Wall Street bets, but then we use our resources and we find out that it's the hedge funds. It's the same people that they're saying that they're fighting against. It's the way our nation runs in a certain sense, where they hide, sleight of hand, and
Right.
they're using internet. That was what really happened. Was they used the internet to be able to manipulate the numbers so that they can make money. They had so much money invested in AMC because it's millions. I ain't gonna say millions. There's thousands of movie theaters around this country that drive Hollywood, that drive everything else. So they use social media advertising and social media to drive up a stock price of something that was almost out of business. And it was because everybody on social media is hypersensitive to news that they were able to use it to be able to facilitate a takeover of the mind. They got a chance. They got a chance to actually make people believe that the retail investor actually can change the market and make the price go up. There's nobody holding more money that can make a price go from, at one point in time, AMC was like $2 and it ran all the way up to $400. Nobody, no, there's not enough retail investors that can make with enough money. You got to understand, this man said they got 30 million shares, almost worth a couple of $1 billion. I don't want to call out the numbers. You can't move a stock price with 1 million if somebody has 1 billion shares. 30 million shares.
Vanguard has 44 million.
44 million dollars.
AMC. 44 million, bro.
And it's worth how much?
It's worth $2,518,547,000.
So $2 million. So $2 million in shares is not gonna move $1 billion valuation. This is common math.
And check this out. Let me just say this. In quarter one, the stock price went up 8%, right, on those shares.
Mm-hmm.
They made money.
Right. On an 8% move, they made $6,992 on an 8% move.
So
Now
you guys
doing the first quarter.
And if you got 6 million, you still can't make it move 8%.
Right.
If you got 6 million, $6
Yeah.
million. You couldn't get that price to move 8% with $6 million.
You couldn't.
There's no way possible that you can get that stock price to move 8% at $6 million. It just don't work that way. You know what I mean? And so that's the manipulation that we got. You know, we're going to keep teaching it here. We're going to divulge some of the information more, but you know, that's what you learn. You learn that the news and all the other stuff is not where you find your information at, because these people, you know, they wolves. You know what I mean? They wolves and whales. They talk to lure you in so they can eat.
Yeah.
They hunt. So you know, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Well, last thing I want to say is that I'm not a financial advisor. This is for educational purposes only. Investing of any kind involves risk. Consult a professional financial advisor or a professional fiduciary before you do any type of investing. That's my time. On to Slam and Sam with the news.
All right, I like that piece of info. I like that, Stacey. And here we go with the news. As you know, first news up today: Social Security. They're planning on giving it a raise to 5.9%. So your grandmothers, grandfathers, they're looking at getting almost a 6% increase on their checks starting next year, I think it is. But that just goes to say, if they're getting an increase, what really is going on with the economy? You know, so
yeah, because I mean they don't really. Yeah,
you know?
I mean we need to find out when has Social Security ever got a raise. Is this the first one ever?
Actually, they get a raise just about every year, but it's not like that. It's not like almost 6%. 6% is high.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Does that mean we pay more out of our paychecks?
Oh yeah, you sure gonna believe that?
That means that it's they call it what I think you're gonna start hearing it more and more. It's called tapering. You're gonna start hearing them talking about, well, we're tapering, we're slowly bringing all this stuff around and about. But to me, it's just they slowly start taking more and more money from you. That's what it boils down to me. Anyway, so that being said, I'll be borrowing some money from my mom and dad shop. I'm just joking. All right, man. Moving on, man. My next story is Boeing. This may be one of the plays. I don't know. I'm not a fiduciary advisor. Please consult a professional. This is for entertainment purposes only. That being said, Boeing 737, an ex-Boeing pilot, test pilot. His name is Mark Fortner. Mark Fortner has been indicted, bro, on like a couple different charges from espionage, trading information, sabotaging like the jet, the two crashes and stuff. So the information and stuff on Boeing not looking real good right now. But as we know, when bad news is always opportunity on the other end. So this may cause a dip in the prices. Maybe some opportunities there for investing, because we know what those dips are. They can recover really quick. We've seen it time and time again when it comes down to Boeing. Just that.
Trend.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Are you talking about Boeing? Just during the pandemic, Boeing shares, they dropped to around $70-$80 from 400. So it's
yeah.
I don't know where it's at right now.
Yeah.
But I remember it being back up to around $180, $190 a share.
Yeah.
But it got all the way down to $89 a share during the pandemic.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it. Basically, I mentioned Boeing's been around for a while. They have a track record, a history. I mean, they've been around for a minute. They've proven they're not going anywhere. Even with all of the bad publicity they've been getting, they're still here and they're still relevant. As long as there's air travel, Boeing.
Contracts.
Huh?
They got a lot of government contracts too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that being said, just keep your eye on it, man. Maybe a play there. Well, go ahead, Sandra.
Oh, yeah. Gabe mentioned the government contracts,
Yeah.
and that the government contracts keeps the economy running. Like when they want to stimulate the economy, because if you notice, like a lot of people, they may want military contracts because they pay so more. The reason why the military pays, why the government pays like double and triple, what you would normally pay, is to keep the economy spinning.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. And any more questions?
Keep going.
Good.
Keep going.
All right. The next story I have today is Domino's Pizza. Domino's Pizza is actually suffering from what all companies are suffering from right now, and that is manpower. They have benefited for the last 3 quarters from them not having the people in, but that success may be their downfall because they have become so popular and getting more and more business that they need more people, but the manpower isn't there to keep pushing Domino's forward. So right now, Domino's share, last I checked, was like $467 a share. But they're saying in this 4th quarter, Domino's cannot keep up with demands, and they're trying everything to keep this thing afloat, but it looks like it's on its way down right now. So keep your eye on it. Might be a short there. I'm not a fiduciary advisor, but hey, there's another play right there. Domino's stock ticker is DPZ. Just in case you guys want to look that up. So, and my last story of the day is about coffee. One in particular is called Caribou Coffee. They're thinking about coming out on an IPO. They have been on a tear lately, as Starbucks and all your other coffee houses have been on a tear, basically. I would also, so that got my wheels to turning. So I started looking at coffee houses and companies like that. And what triggered my attention was I did a little digging. And of course, I came up with, how many of you have heard of Dutch Brothers Coffee?
Mm-hmm.
Dutch Brothers actually is trading at 54, and they are out on the Dow. Their stock ticker is BROS. They're at $54. And another one that stuck out to me was one of my favorites. I know it's one of Stacy's. We used to be one of Stacy's favorites. Krispy Kreme.
Ooh, boy.
Krispy Kreme is at $14.32. But all these coffee houses basically now they're challenging Starbucks, man. So, that's it for the news, man. If y'all looking for some shares, some stocks, there goes some right there. And just for notable, another company that's in for what they consider mega gross is Caterpillar. Caterpillar is it's going to be part of the infrastructure bill where they're going to benefit from it. They're not part of it, but they're going to benefit. And they make heavy industrial equipment, but most of their revenue comes from offshore rigging and stuff like that. That's where all their stuff comes from. And you would think it would be the farm equipment and stuff they use here, but it's mostly offshore. But Caterpillar says they're in the perfect position, the perfect time where they consider it mega gross, and that's through all their sectors. And I did not get the
ticker.
Get the
it's CAT.
It's CAT.
CAT Caterpillar.
And it's a value stock. A lot of value investors hold Caterpillar.
Yeah, Caterpillar's been around for a while. So.
And they've been around for a while. I don't know what the dividend and all that stuff is in, but I do know that it's a part of the Berkshire Group and it's held by a couple of value investors. So
Oh,
if you
well,
catch
see,
on a down, if you catch on a downtrend or down tick or average in,
well, it's not going
right.
down. It's
Right.
not going down,
I
but
don't
you
I don't
know,
know. It'd be good to know what the even though we can't believe everything they say, but it'd
yeah,
be good to know what the earning per share is and if they're paying a dividend and all that good stuff.
yeah. I'm gonna look deeper into the coffee things. I think that might be my play for this week. But you know, again, I'm not a fiduciary advisor. Hey, please consult a professional before you do any trading or anything on your own or whatnot. Thank you. My time's up.
And that cat, just so everybody know, the Caterpillar's trading at 199. As of Friday, it went up $4.69, so it's on the uptrend. The market
So
cap is 109 billion, and the earnings per share is $7.83. So,
come on, boy.
earnings per share is dope.
Killing. It's killing.
What's the ticker?
Ticker
PAT.
for Caterpillar.
PAT.
CAT. Charlie Alpha Tango.
Charlie Alpha Tango. Let me see if I can give y'all something else on it real quick, just so y'all know, since we're talking about it.
Yeah.
And
How much is
Okay.
Caterpillar?
Hey, Gordon, go
It's
ahead,
like
Gordon.
199.
Hold on, Gordon got a question. What you got, Gordon?
Well, something about CAT real quick. About 10, 15 years ago, when the trucking industry went into emissions, back in the days, you used to be able to get a truck with a Caterpillar engine. CAT pulled out of the trucking industry, so you really can't buy a 18-wheeler or a commercial truck with a Caterpillar engine. But like he said, they did go big into offshore and construction and things like that. They focused all their energy into that, but you cannot buy like an 18-wheeler with a Caterpillar. You got, Detroit and Volvos and some other players in there, but CAT pulled out of it because of emissions and all that. But don't let that stop you, because CAT is really big on the like you said, the industrial industry and the offshore and all that, things like that.
Well,
So
not only
everybody thought CAT was going to suffer from that, not being in the
trucking.
18-wheeler sector of it, but they really kind of held their own and came back strong. So just a little FYI on that.
Yeah, and also Caterpillar has their EV trucks, and not trucks, but their heavy equipment machinery, which is the only company I think that is ahead of the game, because Caterpillar has been doing the autonomous stuff for over 8 years already. And a lot of people don't know it because they have a lot of mining and drilling equipment. All that stuff is autonomous.
Yeah.
They are way ahead of the game when it comes down to that. And they're saying that a whole bunch of their new stuff is all electric. No gas, no nothing. So they're way ahead of the curve, man. So this is why I'm saying, hey, it's gonna jump.
I got some Q2, quarter 2, and quarter 3 numbers. In quarter 2, this is quarter 2 of this year. Vanguard, they had 47 million shares of Caterpillar, which the market value is 10 billion. Then in quarter 2, BlackRock, and we talk a lot about BlackRock. I'm telling you,
BlackRock all
That's,
the time.
hey man,
Bro,
my company is always banging.
Yeah, they banging. But BlackRock, they got 36 million shares. That's worth about 8 billion. And then you got State Street Corporation, which is
like
a shaker and mover too, that we noticing, because we seeing them all the time. They got 41 million shares. That's worth about 8 billion. And then just kind of go through some names. You got State Farm that owns it. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Yeah.
They got it. T. Rowe Price, they got it. Let's see, Fisher Asset Management, they own it. Morgan Stanley, Bank of New York Mellon. These are all companies that we know. Bank of America holding it. So you got some heavyweights. The Royal Bank of Canada, they own it. So this is kind of like the top, kind of like the top 20 that's holding Caterpillar. And so right now it's up $4.69. So you might want to try to catch it, on a pullback or something like that.
Mr. Gordon, you had your
Yeah.
hand raised. What you got?
The mic's muted, Gordon.
Mic muted.
Gabriel.
No, I'm good. I apologize. I'm looking up this cat stuff right now.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I just saw your
But
hand
again, you
raised.
guys are not financial advisors, so I'm doing it all on my own. I appreciate
Thank you.
Oh,
All right, man.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Good company. Good company, man.
So it's my
Nice.
so I'm gonna tell. We're gonna talk about some stuff today, man. Since it's my time, I'm gonna give everybody something that we might be able to sit back and contemplate on, because we got a whole lot going on. We keep in the news, you're hearing a lot about those ships sitting outside at the docks. You're hearing a lot. Biden has even came on, said that the dock workers now got to work 24/7 to catch up. You're hearing a lot about shipping, receiving, logistics, and everything else. We have members in here that are a part of shipping and receiving. We have members that dibble and dab and all kinds of stuff in the group, and members that may not even be on the call. So I have to ask everybody, and I say this in regards to what I'm going to talk about here shortly, and I'm going to put it up so everybody can see it in a little bit. Who do you think is the biggest shipper in worldwide? See what everybody got to say about that. Who do y'all think is really the biggest logistic company? Go ahead, Sam. Give you a chance.
Hyundai.
Okay. Let's come back with it, Sam. You say Hyundai. Anybody else got Nicole, Sequester? Y'all got a question? GE. Okay.
GE.
Okay, GE, Mr. Gordon, and Nicole, Sequester. Y'all got a. Who you think is the biggest shipper? Go ahead, Santran.
FedEx.
Okay, so FedEx, GE, Hyundai. Well,
I was gonna say Amazon.
Amazon.
Ooh, nice.
That's a good
That's a
one.
good one.
That's a real good. Good job, yo. Miss Tubbs. Good job.
Walmart. Nah,
Walmart. Y'all said all that. Okay. Well, without Target. Without further ado, neither one of those are the new shipper. I'm gonna get it put over there. Everybody at home already get a chance to see it. Let me get it where my fellow people here can actually see it, and they can see what's going on as well. XPO Logistics. XPO Logistics is who is the biggest shipper right now, and guess what? They're making the most money because in 2020 they only operate in 30 countries. If you go look them up, their actual price for a share is like $79-$80. I'm gonna give you some information here in a minute. But the craziest part is they're the ones that control the ports in China, Japan, Australia, Russia, Malaysia, North America, South America. So all these ports are controlled by XPO because XPO has become the leader in logistics because they do a lot with automation. They do a lot with LTR limit. So they do a lot with revenue, and they also do a lot with e-commerce. Well, the cool part about XPO is they have a platform kind of like Uber for truckers and different people that can haul and move freight. What's happening is it allows you to connect with and ship your stuff, and as a trucker you can get your equipment and get your loads a lot faster. And this is why they're actually the biggest as far as the shipping, because over year after year they've actually the ones that are doing the shipping for UPS. They're actually the ones doing the shipping for Amazon. They're actually the ones that are doing the shipping for all the e-commerce providers, because guess what XPO did? They came up with a whole nother company, just like what they already are and who they already are. They came up with a whole nother company and brought another company to the table that's owned by them. The share, they just IPO'd it a couple back in July, and now you have GXO. GXO is designed off a German-based platform of technology and logistics same day. One of the biggest things is GXO was created by XPO just for the e-commerce market. That's it. That's all this one sector of their one sector of the actual company is actually going off there. What I want to show you, so you can actually understand how serious it is, and you got to give me a second because I gotta take care of one thing. But I want to show you how these people are very much somebody you got to take a chance and look at. GXO, this is XPO. So what I got right there for you is something to look at. This is what's been going on in Q2. If you look at, there were 12 top 10 funds holding this in Q2. Now it went up to 16 funds holding XPO in Q2. You get a chance to see that they got constantly the hedge funds are actually adding to their positions. Now some of them did close positions. This is some of the information that we use when we're looking up and doing some of the stuff that we do. You know, some of them did close positions. But what you're gonna find is some of them increase their positions, and the only part that you're gonna see, they're not shutting down. You know, you got certain people that's shutting some of their positions down. That's always gonna happen. Nobody's always gonna go the same way. But you have to look at these top two numbers where it's saying the top 10. You got 16 people. You got 16 holders in the top 10 that are actually holding XPO. You got, you know, out of all of it, 543 funds hold XPO. So that's 543 investment funds that actually have this XPO stock. And quiet as kept, it's actually at a good buy price point. I'm gonna show you something real quick because I was already kind of ready for it, but it's actually already at a good buy point. You give me a couple seconds, let me get it up, and I'll be able to show you a little bit where we at, because this is going to be the biggest thing that we want to see. It's trading at $80.21 right now. It is taking a hit, but this is all news from everybody talking about the ship. Everybody's concerned about it. At one point in time, I'll back it up right here. The stock was trading about $90. You'll see that's back in August. Well, they just now started the news flood of talking about the ships. Before they even started talking about the ship, this company was making money. If you really look at the timeline, they started really ramping up on the news how the ships were actually stuck at sea. And you go back and check your timeline, you'll find out it wasn't until after August that they started complaining about the time where the ships at. You've only been hearing about the ships for the last 2 months. This company has been making nothing but gains, even all the way through the pandemic. And that's why I want to show you. Like, even when you go back into April, this company is making nothing but gains. And I'm going to show you as much as I possibly can on my chart sheet, because again, I'm not a financial advisor, nor can I really tell you any much of. Go ahead, Mr. Gordon. Mr.
Hey,
Gordon?
Gabe, your mic is muted. Your mic is muted.
Your mic's muted, Jay.
I was saying they're up 71% in the last year.
In the last year, 71%. Yep.
71%.
71%. 70. So this is a shipper that nobody's even talking about. I mean, it's well known with the truckers and everybody else. A lot of people know about XPO, but to see the numbers, look at this right here, where they've been going ever since the pandemic hit. Look who's following. Look at these. Like, if I take you back to May of last year, they took a dip just like everybody else. You see right there? Back in April of 2020. This is April of 2020 right here. Ever since April, straight up. Straight growth. You get a little bit of level off.
That's a nice chart. That's a nice chart.
If you get a little bit of level off, and you see right at the year, at the beginning of the year, after tremendous growth all year, and these are numbers.
Got a little pullback.
You get a little, and that's only understandable. You know what I mean? That's only understandable that they're going to have some type of pullback.
Gabe has his hand raised.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because it can't just go straight up forever. Got to have a, you know what I mean, just to make it fair. Well, they had a pullback for 2 months, took back off again. And as I can tell you, consolidation, that just means, you know, they taking profit. They trying to, you know, everybody gonna roll the wave up so long, now they taking profit. So this is consolidation. But what you're gonna see, you see those big candles, that's news. So we already know what that means. When you see those big wicks.
Yeah, and look, right at the bottom, you see you see where at the very end of the chart.
The very end. I see it.
It busts through the Bollinger Band right there.
That last red one.
It wicked out, and then boom.
Start back going up.
So if you do some back testing, if you look, every place it popped out of the Bollinger Band, next thing you see is a green candle.
Next thing you see is a green candle. Well, I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna show you what's even, you know, what's really even gangster for a lot of people, or is profitable, or whatever words you want to use. GXO is the same price, owned by the same company. These are the same companies. It's just two different sectors, and they've only been around since August of this year.
Ooh,
wow, that's crazy.
That's gangster.
They got the same exact chart. So you have two separate publicly traded companies that are controlling the supply and logistics market with the same exact chart.
So who's invested in GXO?
Yes,
exactly.
Well, and that's what I wanted to bring it to everybody's attention to, because you're looking at a company that GXO is actually worth more than the old company. I mean, it's $3 more. It's $3 more because it's a new company. Everybody trying to get in on it. One of the biggest things about GXO and XPO is they are the ones actually moving this stuff for Amazon. They're the ones actually, like a lot of the contractors that work for Amazon, they work for XPO. I mean GXO. GXO is the one that put the technology. If you go look at it, GXO is the one that put the technology into the platforms to be able to have robots. They've had robotics and everything else for so long. And these are the new players in the actual technology game. A lot of people don't really understand exactly why it's not being said, but FedEx, UPS, and the United States Postal Service is having a problem with people. What's happening is GXO, XPO, they're using business owners, small business owners, contractors, people that are actually trying to make money versus employees. Everything is contractors. Now, you will hear they had a lawsuit that was just won by some contractors for misclassification. So they are just like any other company that's public. You will hear different stories of lawsuits and workers' discomfort. But as of right now, this is who is moving and shipping all of the product for all the e-commerce. That means Walmart. That means Amazon. That means eBay. That means all the e-commerce stuff that you're seeing. GXO was designed and built just for e-commerce. What XPO is just designed for the move freight and the trailers off the ships. You're looking at two separate companies ran by the same, and both of them on a trajectory to go up. If you actually notice the thing about GXO, and you look down at the bottom, GXO actually has buyers coming back into the market before XPO. And I know a lot of people don't know how to look at this chart, so I'm gonna show you. It's called a MACD, and we use it for data. It's one of the finest tools you ever find that'll actually show you some of the stuff that you need to know. But buyers started coming back in the market on Friday. I can show you on XPO where buyers are not coming back in the market, and the reason why you're gonna find buyers in one over the other. As you see, this is XPO. I'm switched back over to XPO, and you'll see that buyers haven't came back in the market on this one. E-commerce is set to be the most powerful and the most disruptive thing to everything, because that's the only way they can do it. The problem with e-commerce, they're worried about manpower, but a lot of it, they can just tell you, hey, it's late delivery. You know what I mean? Because people have started to hear the noise, so they're able to utilize the less workers to be able to have backdate orders. People are understanding that it's a supply chain shortage. So XPO, go ahead. I'm saying,
Yeah,
Trent.
I want to say that's becoming the norm in the AV industry.
Mm-hmm.
It's telling people that the parts aren't available and that they're on back order is the norm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think people are starting to accept that.
Correct.
You know.
Yep. And it's true.
And I talked to someone else the other day. They supposed to get a Chevrolet Denali. The truck is completely done, but they can't get a microchip for it, so they can't sell it to them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just part of the norm.
Yep, and that's where we at right now. You know, we had a situation where, for some reason, we're not going to be able to kind of really foresee and understand what's actually going on. But shipping is changing. UPS, they're not even shipping half of their stuff anymore. You know,
Post office either.
Post office either. And it's being shipped. You know, and I bring this up today. I bring it up more so I can show people like the old way of doing things. This is why we talk about this mindset thing a lot. The old way of doing things, the old way of thinking those same companies, evolution has to happen. Another company has to come in. Another company has to come in and has to take over all of the logistical information. All like the different companies have to grow and become bigger and then go away. I'm not saying FedEx or UPS is going anywhere. That's definitely not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that new players are coming in and being more efficient. You're gonna find that the companies that you really want to probably look into as the future goes on are the efficient companies that are able to get more done with less, or to be able to not have accountability for workers. The work, because we got to take a step back, and I want to touch on it because Sam brought it up in his news today. Do you realize there's 5.3 million jobs that don't have people for it? 5.3 million jobs in the United States. Somehow there's not even getting people applying. Go ahead, Ms. Williams.
Why is that?
That's the question I want to pose this part of the segment. I want to hear what everybody else thinks. Why do y'all think that?
I just said, why is that?
I think it's basically because basic economics. I mean, during the pandemic has proven people have figured out ways to earn extra income while sitting at home, while getting their time back, and versus going into someone else's job. They learn how to overcome those adversities through everyday life. And they're like, well, hey, I can stay home and still do the same thing, regardless if they're hiring or not, because they're not paying you what you're worth anyway, or no job is going to pay you what you're worth anyway. That's just my opinion. But a lot of people have figured that out, and they're like, well, I'm just going to stay home and continue on the route I'm on. So, and the jobs, they're trying everything. They're trying to raise their hiring, giving you bonuses, giving you more money per hour. But it's just like I do subcontract work for a company, and the owner, the guy that runs that whole facility, says he's told me, he said the employees actually run this company now. He said he hated to say it, but he said that's just the way it is. The employees run the company now, especially when you get into jobs that require skills that are learned and over the years and stuff. And you can't just unplug and plug somebody else up in there. You just can't do it. So they're just at the mercy of the employees right now.
That's it. Yep. I heard some locker room talk today at the gym where a guy, he was the president of the union, and everybody met in Baltimore, and they were going on strike. And he said when they went into the room to meet with the owners, he said the owners gave them everything they wanted.
Yep.
Everything they wanted.
Something is better than nothing. That's why. And before, if they didn't challenge it, Nobody said anything. Those owners were walking away like fat rats. So
Right.
now the owners are like, hey, we had our run.
Right.
But there's no use in us losing everything. We might as well make something and give them what we should have been giving them a long time ago. But they just not figuring it out. So we'll just go ahead and give them what they want now.
But also, it's just a cycle we in too.
Yeah.
You know, so what goes up must come down.
Yep.
So the cycle eventually, as an owner, you're gonna do what you got to do right now to keep the ship afloat. But anticipation of the tide to turn further down the road, because you got to also understand that there was a lot of money dumped into the economy. A lot of folks got checks.
Right. Like the child credit thing you get. Well, for those of us that get that at the beginning, I think that has something to do with it.
I hadn't gotten it, but I've been looking for it. Where did I find that?
Oh yeah. That child credit. I saw a lot of new Escalades in the driveway.
Hey, I ain't got no child credit. I'm like,
well, hold
I
on.
need to sign up.
Let's talk about this one then. And let's see, all of the protections for the pandemic have officially ran out, and still people are not going to work. So
but you got to understand, a lot of folks still got. Some folks didn't even use the money. Think about it. They still got the money.
I didn't even get any. Where's that?
And they still getting money the beginning of every month.
And you got, what was
until the end of the year?
$50 or $500 per child. And if you got 8 kids, that's $4,500.
Plus you get a PEBT card.
Right.
Oh, what?
That's in Carolina though, I think, right? That's
well, I don't know if every state got it, but we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just where they put money on the card so you can go buy grocery and stuff.
Right.
They got that in the state of Georgia because a lot of my teachers got it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And they have that too.
You got the child, the for the kids, the stimulus for the kids. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you get the PEBT card, plus you get the stimulus money the beginning of every month. We've got it consistently every month.
I haven't gotten a thing. Where's mine?
Hey, but also during the pandemic, if you had kids, the kids got food every day, which they didn't half eat. So your refrigerator, and you also had churches, with food, lunches, pantries. So a lot of people got used to that lifestyle. And then like Sam said, a lot of people found a different way to create income. So it could kind of go either way.
So we ain't got no. We all out of corn. We ain't got no corn.
So now I want to pose the question of, all right, we see that we on the scale. I'm gonna put it up for you real quick, because this is what I keep asking every week. You know what I'm saying? Because I think this, and I'm gonna let everybody see it again, because I think a lot of people didn't see it last time. So I want to put it back up here, because I'm really thinking this is a very great chart to look at, and we've been saying this like a long time. I got this chart from a millionaire mastermind I was in. So we seeing that we got to be in a contraction, because what's going to happen when you see this chart?
Contraction.
You know what I mean? Like, we starting to be in the downhill of the life cycle of the economy, because you have no parts for people to sell, so businesses are finna be affected even more. We have a situation where Christmas is finna come up. What is it going to do to Black Friday? What are the sales going to be at the end of this year? So that's the thing that we're going to be trying to make sure people in Next Play understand, that if you in those sectors that are going to be affected, Black Friday is less than 30 days away, which is just what it is. You got Black Friday less than 30 days away, and you haven't even started to see sales because the retailers haven't really understood if they're going to have product to even have Black Friday. Christmas is in jeopardy. You know what I mean? Because this is, in reality, what's going like are we going to go into a recession or what's going to happen, because next year is not going to look like this year. It's definitely going to be a bad thing, and we in the fourth quarter gonna have some third quarter numbers. What I found was crazy was the third quarter numbers they're still not able to find. They haven't really divulged a lot of information about the third quarter numbers that we can usually find from the traditional sources that usually allow us to be able to see what's going on. Like I haven't been able to find a lot of the third quarter sources to be able to sit here and talk to y'all on a more professional level and let you know like what's going on in this third quarter, because we're in the fourth quarter and for some reason the numbers have not been released.
They've been suppressed.
They're being suppressed. They're saying these numbers are not official. All like it's a lot of
it's a downtrend. You know it's going to be. You already know it's going to be.
It's a lot of manipulation going on in the market right now.
Yeah, you know we're at stage 4 on that chart right now.
From an investment standpoint, how you guys looking at it? Okay, and we're in a downtrend, right? What's the next play?
Oh, and that remember that picture I sent you earlier, Franco?
Mm-hmm.
That picture was telling you the percentages of where people, I think, were saying that they weren't spending it on utilities, or while they were holding their money, the percentages. Some people were believing that the real estate bubble was up on us, like 30-something% of people were thinking about that, and so
well, that's another thing.
A lot of stuff, man. That's going on.
That's another thing. The real estate finna flip over because you already seeing decline in pricing.
Oh yeah.
You already seeing a decline in prices in real estate. So all that hype that was at the beginning of the year, we're gonna be looking at interest rates finna get ready to rise. We're gonna be looking at a complete shift in everything, because got to realize that the employers are taking hits because the production is still not up to par. So, as an investor, we talk about cooking the books. Could most of these companies may be cooking the books?
Maybe that's why the numbers.
Maybe that's why they're suppressed.
And the numbers. That supply and demand is definitely rolling down here. I got jobs I can't complete. You don't have parts.
And me too.
That's what I've been waiting on to finish up. I'm going on 2-3 months now, starting jobs, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, you can't get the parts.
No.
So how can 5.3 million people go back to work if there's no work? So the government will have to step back into this real soon.
Well, I'll never forget what the man said. Jay Powell, Romy Rome. That man said, we got a bazooka and it's loaded and it's ready and it's cocked and it's full of money. That's what that man said. I'm rocking with Romy Rome.
Hey, man.
I got a bazooka and it's full of money. And guess what? From the time he said that, he went back on his word.
No.
And with Joe Biden, you think Joe Biden won't write a check?
Yeah, they're talking about pumping some more money into the economy already.
Yeah, JB is doing a little something.
So what is that going to do to the people, though? Because, see, that's the problem now. I'm all for the people getting protections, and I'm all for the people getting help and assistance.
Right.
But if they get if people are already out of support and assistance and not going back to work, what you think if they drop some more stimulus money they're going to do?
Hey, all I know in Denver, it was crowded. That airport was crowded, man. It took me an hour to 2 hours to get through TSA, bro. It was crowded. I'm like, dang, everybody traveling?
Hey, y'all seen the football stadiums during the football games?
Oh, yeah.
Crowded, ain't it? All the college games, all the professional football, these folks got money you wouldn't believe.
So what happened to the pandemic?
What happened to the
Social
pandemic?
distancing.
Yeah.
All of that. You know, we keep it surface level because we don't want to be political, but you know,
what even happened to the news about the pandemic? You could turn it on. You can't even hear about it. Just about.
They arguing more about
numbers, no nothing anymore.
They arguing more about who took the shot and who didn't take the shot, and when they gonna give you some more boosters.
Yeah, Moderna just got cleared.
Yeah,
get a booster shot.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to get, I mean, everybody in this group, man. Like I said last week, man. Me, Stacey, and Sam, we talk a lot, man. I want to hear from what other people seeing and what these other people hearing. If we don't do them a post about it in the chat, send an email. I mean, because it all helps, because we can go search and find the information, y'all. But I mean, just opinions and dropping a line, maybe dropping in the WhatsApp chat. Anything you can send a private message to Next Play Investors on Facebook, Instagram, and even YouTube. I mean, we just trying to get more information because as a group, that's how we operate. Group economics. All the minds in here got an input, but we got to figure out what the next play is, because by the beginning of January, when the first quarter starts, we got to be on it. We got to be looking in the mindset. Okay, whatever we already know, Christmas and Thanksgiving finna come around, holidays finna hit.
Food shortages. You go to the store now, it's already, the shelves are empty.
Yeah,
man, I saw that today.
I stocked up with some stuff already. Yeah, water, tissue, and all that stuff. I'm already stocked up, bro.
So all that stuff is coming back, and we talk about the companies that are making money. The shippers are gonna make a lot of money during these next couple of months.
They are. I'm in the trucking industry, and
and
right now, for my drivers, I can get them as much freight as they want coming off the port. They can run until the truck get tired, till the diesel engine stop.
Yeah,
I can keep them busy.
So anyway, all the Next Play investors, all the people that are listening to Next Play. Worldwide, drop us a line, man. Give us any kind of insight, because like I said, multiple minds work more than one. We can only think about so much. We're not financial advisors. We won't hold you to be a financial advisor, but input, what you're hearing, what you're seeing. I remember we had a guy one time, one of Stacey folks, he was working down there on the oil rig, and he told us some inside, information. And so, if you, whatever industry you working in shipping, you working in retail, man, definitely keep dropping us a line on what's going on, because we got to figure out what's the play for the beginning of the year. When if ain't nobody working, ain't no supplies coming in, cars, like, you got to realize a whole year of cars have basically been sent. So what they gonna do with the 2021 model? Make them 2022?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, these are things that we got to think about. You know what I'm saying? It's coming, because now you got a whole year worth of cars sitting on the lot. Are they just gonna be used cars? What's gonna happen? What about all this equipment? Like, you got all these ships that's sitting at sea with product on it. A lot of people ain't paid attention. You notice the iPhone 13 ain't really been a big push. You notice that you notice a lot of things are not being pushed to the retail, like through retail, because the retail, they don't have it. So what's gonna happen to the pricing? What's gonna happen to all the economy come the beginning of the year?
I think on the pricing side, it'll probably go up, supply and demand. You can charge, just like the vehicles, like trucks, I know in my industry have gone sky high. So, yeah. But hey, I want to give a big shout out before we get off the live to my cousin Darlene Bryant.
Hey, Darlene.
What's up, Darlene?
How you
Darlene,
doing?
thanks for watching. She watched two Sundays in a row.
Oh man, tell somebody else, Darlene, to come with you, man. We gonna drop a topic on what you want.
To come on in.
South Carolina represent,
Tell her to log in.
For Kakalaki to checking us out. So that's a good deal. Yeah, bring some more cousins with you.
Nah.
To the barbecue.
Hey, that's what's up. All right, we in the after hours. We finna go offline on Facebook. So everybody, y'all can continue talking whatever y'all want to talk about now. We officially done with the live, and that's it.
All right, we'll see you next week.
All right.
Hey, I want to thank everybody for being able to come out and watch the Next Play Investors. we definitely want to thank you, and always make sure you share and make sure you let other people know about the group. Come back and watch every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. You can catch us on YouTube. You can catch us on Facebook. You can catch us on Instagram. And you can also join the live. Go into the group, look for the link to join the live stream, and actually be able to come on and ask your questions and be able to talk to the people on here and give us information on whatever you want to talk about. We definitely want to make sure that everybody is actually, come in and actually take a look. We want to thank you for joining Next Play Investors, and we definitely want to get you to come out again, as we said. Make sure you go watch the replay. If you got something special you want to talk about, or if you want to be on the show. We also have a new PayPal link. It's Next Play Group. Send us, just to support the channel. We're not really asking for money, but if you want to send something out of the kindness of your heart, definitely want to do that as well. It does cost something for us to do this every week, and we've been supporting and paying for it for ourselves, and we will continue to do it. But in order for us to grow and become better and do better, we always love support from the community. One of the biggest things is you're going to see us make some changes in the coming months. So we're going to be doing trying to support the community by doing our part as far as helping the community. So we're going to invite y'all out to some events that we're going to be doing, and can't wait for a lot of people to come and partake and see some of and meet some of the Next Play Investors and some of the people of the group that you see online all the time. Definitely want to thank you again for coming out. See you next week. Tell me when if you got time this week, jump into this Facebook group, jump onto the WhatsApp chat, talk about what's the next play, ask your questions. We can even do some research for you, but we're not financial advisors. Again, until we see you again until next week, we want to thank you. We want to tell everybody that you're happy, and we also want to tell everybody what's the next play.